welcome back to Magnificently Black, where we elevate Black excellence. Today, we have the pleasure of having Gibbs Bees. Uh, we are so delighted to have you here on our episode today. Jen, would you like to do your introduction and
Sure,
introduce
sure.
Preston for us?
Yes, today we're going to have Preston, who owns his own beekeeping business, which I'm really interested in. So I'll take a listen and get to know bees today. So,
Yes.
Preston, do you want to tell us a little bit about your business?
Yeah, so at this moment in time, I'm actively working with my apiary and some local beekeepers to acquire my actual license for hive removals. So basically, like if you get them in your walls, any type of structural type of situation, I'd be able to come out, assess the situation, open that structure up, remove the bees, and then put it all back together. So that's something that I'm currently working on right now, and about halfway there, I'd say. And right now, working on making, you know, having honey, kind of tweaking the wax type of product right now, and also making mead, which is
Hmm.
basically honey wine.
Yeah,
So,
Mm.
yeah, I heard of mead. They do that a lot in. I have a friend in Maine that makes blueberry mead, I
oh,
think.
nice.
Yeah, yeah. So found out that it takes a really long time to make mead, though.
Roughly about 30 days
Yeah.
for
Okay.
like about a gallon.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah.
So we'll
So, how
start
do
out
you?
by letting you tell us how and when did you know you wanted to be a beekeeper?
I usually always joke around with it a little bit, but it is very truthful. I usually hit everybody with growing up, I was a big Magic School Bus fan, so they would always have their own little adventures, and one of them was with like beekeeping and things of that nature. So I just I kind of thought at first that it was like, oh, I would love to do this, and then I got older. I was like, I'll probably never be able to get into this when
Yeah.
I had the opportunity for this. And then this is the funny part where I was taking a class at Kennesaw State University, and it was uh, agriculture. It was an agriculture class, and I was the most diligent anyone could be for the first half. Solid sleep.
Yeah.
Um, I woke up during the second half, and they were like, "Hey, you know." We're gonna be doing apiary studies in the second half, and I was like, huh, what is that? Because I didn't, at the time I really didn't know the technical term. All I knew was beekeeping, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the slide comes on the board, and we start talking about beekeeping. And my teacher was like, hey, if you're really serious about this, I send you to a few places, a few people that could, help you out. So I went up to North Georgia at Wolf Creek Farms, so I got
Okay.
to do some agricultural studies there as well as beekeeping. And then after that, I went to kind of under a tutelage of a master beekeeper who was in Blairsville, Georgia. And then after that, it's just been history ever since. So that was 2015. So this
Yeah.
year makes 10 years.
Nice. Okay.
Beautiful. So you said it's been 10 years. So how long has your business we said that you have, was it Gibbs Bees? How long have you
Griggs.
had your business? Griggs Bees. My
Griggs.
bad. Okay. Okay, how long have you had your business for?
Roughly in effect for the last 3, 4 years. Most of the beginning time was just really understanding the structure of maintenance and overwintering and being able to produce honey without any major setbacks or losses with the hive. So pretty much last 3 or 4 years I was like more so really like cool, I can really actually do my own thing and just kind of spin the wheels and make that actually happen. The mead is a lot newer, so that was like within the last maybe 2 years, and the working on the licensing is literally has been in effect working on getting and acquiring that this year. So um, I could definitely delve further into how that shakes out and what you would have to do in order to get those things in order.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that was gonna be my next question was, if someone if someone wanted to be a beekeeper,
Yeah.
I know you're talking about licensing and how you go out and do that. What would be the first step that I would need to take to become, I mean, because
Mhm.
I'm sure I can't just go out and grab some bees and put them in my back. I'm sure there's a process. If I wanted to do that,
Yeah.
what would be the first step?
Well,
Well,
as far as beekeeping in general, you absolutely could go and get bees and put them in your backyard like I do myself.
Really?
But yes,
Okay.
but as far as like honeybee removals, you would have to first be well, you need to be certified and licensed and under some type of corporated entity.
Mm,
So, first things first, you get certified. That's sitting in a class office setting and just watching the safety videos is roughly like I want to say it's maybe I forget how many hours it was, but I was able to finish it in like 2 3 days. So, and
mm,
I was just consistently like there for like
yeah.
2 3 hours at a time. So I want to say it was like 8 hours. But once you're certified, then you have to at least be present at three removals with somebody who is certified and licensed.
Mhm.
And that way when they fact check you, they'll be like, yeah, this guy was with me, he knows what he's doing,
Yeah.
and he's good. Then you go take a test, of course. We all love tests. And then once you've done that and supplied the paperwork proving you've attended those three live removals as well as the certification, boom, you have your certified license. And then after that, I think it's like $150 $170 or something like that to be to have that corporation behind it. And of course you have to be insured. That's the major part of that, being
Uh,
certified, licensed, and insured. You know,
okay. Okay. Yeah.
otherwise they'll slap you with a $10,000 fee should things not be done properly.
Right. So then if you okay, let's say I grab some bees, I put them in my backyard
Mhm.
and I find that I'm getting honey. Am I able to sell that honey without being an LLC or having a company?
mm,
Um, if you're looking to do commercial or yeah, if you're trying to like be in stores and things of that nature, then yes, you would have to be having a like an LLC, and you would have to go through the Department of Agriculture. That
Mm,
way they would verify and check and things of that nature. And on a separate note, if you wanted to have a large amount of bees and sell them like livestock, then you
mhm,
would also have to be monitored by the Department of Agriculture, where they would check your hives, making sure the stock isn't like anything Africanized, the
mm,
health and maintenance of it, things of that nature. So that's the little nuances depending on if you want to do removals, you have to do the structured testing format. If you want to sell bees and or sell honey commercially, I would say, then you would have to go through the Department of Agriculture as well to get all that certified.
okay. Okay. So I guess a follow-up to that would be I worked for a company that had these big bee boxes with their name on it and everything, and they would have a company come and take care of the bees and I guess take out for the honey, and they would give us free honey,
Mhm.
and the honey would look a little bit lighter than the honey that I would see in the grocery store.
shit.
I heard that there's different kind of flowering that will change the color of the honey. Can you tell me what it means to have different color honeys? Is there a type of
Mm,
bee, or is it a flowering that they are on that makes a different kind of honey?
Yeah, so it's all about pretty much all bees are genetically wise. They have differences with little, specialties. Like some maybe are more cleanly. Some produce a lot more honey faster. Breed faster, or they overwinter better. But in the core essence, it's more so not the bee in itself. It's these, like you said, it's the flowering or the sources of honey of nectar that they would pull from. And
Gotcha.
bees can go anywhere in between within a 30-mile radius of the hive. So if your hive is right here, then of course you have that whole 30-mile circumference radius.
Okay.
Um, so if you, typically speaking, if you see that the honey is lighter, so like almost like golden yellow,
Mm-hmm.
then it's probably a lot closer to spring.
Okay.
Then as you shift towards the later parts of the year, it starts going from yellow, golden, amber,
Mm-hmm.
dark amber. And so that's how you can kind of chart and see the progress of, kind of like roughly where about the honey is. And
Yeah.
also, if you get it certain types of honey like Tupelo and stuff like that, then it could be a lot lighter.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
man.
And does that generate a different sweetness as well? The darker it is, the sweeter.
So, from my experience, the lighter it is, then it's kind of a little bit more sweeter. The darker it is,
Mhm.
has more of a, excuse me, more of a robust taste profile to it.
Okay.
And another thing is even the pollen that bees get, because a lot of people will take the pollen and use it as a natural protein source.
Mm,
Uh,
I've heard that too.
mix it with their
Yeah.
like milkshakes and
Yeah.
shakes
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and they have their own specific flavor profile. So if you have a green piece of pollen or a yellow one or a red one, just different pollens from different sources of flowers, you can taste the differences.
Hmm.
So that's usually how
Interesting.
that works out.
Okay.
Mm,
Okay.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Look, I've had that pollen before, like you said, in the protein shake. It's supposed to be like it's really good for your immune system and things like that during the different seasons.
Yeah, a lot
Mhm.
of that helps, with the allergies and things of that nature. That's why, typically speaking, you don't want to like overheat or like pasteurize your honey, because at that point you do, eliminate a lot of those natural helping things that take care of that can help with allergies. But of course
Ah,
it has to be within that it has to be local. It has to be within the you have to be within that radius of those hives where the honey is produced. Otherwise you will not really see any benefits.
hmm.
Mm, nice.
Interesting.
So listeners,
Interesting.
that's definitely so within 30 miles of where that hive is. Okay. That's good
Yeah.
to know. So buy locally. That's what he's
Yes,
saying. Buy
Yeah.
locally, buy your
I
local
local.
honey.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
You can
Yeah.
always typically get stuff like that at like Ace Hardware,
Really.
grocery store. Yeah, but I've definitely noticed I like getting it from Ace Hardware because it's usually always from the like an apiary or something from up the street or whatnot. But
Nice.
Hmm. All
Okay.
right.
So how
So
many boxes of highs do you currently operate? Like,
right now I have 15. So per
nice.
box is roughly, anywhere between a strong hive, could be anywhere in between 20 to 30,000 bees in a box. Um, If it's a nuke, which is kind of like half a box, it's roughly, anywhere between 15 or so thousand. And then I tried something new this year, which was like a little two framer. So that one's always like maybe a whole lot less than 15,000. So but
hmm,
yeah, it currently about 15 hives total.
Nice.
nice. So I also I'm big into this bee thing. You're gonna think I'm crazy. Listeners, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but I am really into like, nature and all these. I'm a biology major. So this stuff is
Okay,
like
that makes
fun
sense.
for me. But when you go out and rescue bees, they tend to use this smoke.
Hmm.
And I've always, I mean, I wanted to know whether it calms them or if it just makes them go away. Can you tell the listeners what the smoke is for when you go out to rescue bees?
A lot of people think that smoke just like, oh, it calms them. I mean, depending on if it's Africanized bees or not, maybe the smoke might not do diddly squat. But
Yeah.
typically speaking, the smoke simulates, my house is on fire. So
Okay.
they, they're gathering. That's why you'll see them with their heads in. They start eating or whatever. They're trying to
Okay.
gather all their resources because, they're thinking, our house is on fire. We got to go. Let's get
Ah,
everything we can. Like if your house was on fire, you'd be like,
yeah.
let me grab all my stuff, everything I
Yeah.
think is important, and bounce. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what's happening there. So if you like overdo the smoke, you can kind of cause what they call a abscond, which basically means the bees pack up and just leave.
Hmm.
Mm,
Okay.
we out.
So then
Skirt,
you could
skirt.
lose them.
Hmm.
Because most people try to capture them, in a box and then transfer them to, wherever they need to do. But if they don't respond properly, then they may just fly away and you don't have
Mm,
any of them, right?
Yeah, there's that
That kind
risk
of thing.
when dealing with kind of like swarms.
Mhm.
I have had it to where I put them in the box, and one of two things happened. Maybe I took a branch they were on, shook it in the box, and
Mhm.
I'll wait, and then I go, okay, well, I don't know if I have the queen in there or not, and if she's not in the box, you'll sometimes see them all on the box, and then you'll come back maybe 30 minutes or so later, and then they'll all be back on the branch or wherever that queen actually
Gosh.
really was. So you're like, oh, I didn't catch her.
Yeah.
Or you'll put them in the box, and sometimes they may not like that box, and they'll still leave and go somewhere else. But I've only had it happen like twice, but that was more so because I didn't have the queen. So
Yeah.
um,
And I guess we need to tell the listeners you really have to capture the queen first,
okay.
yeah.
because when you capture the queen, then all of the worker bees will kind of congregate
Mhm.
where the queen is. Um yeah, okay.
Nice.
All right, this
Nice.
is good. I guess one of my other questions was, I always wondered, is it illegal to kill bees?
Um,
Like if you have a swarm say I have a
Mm,
swarm in my backyard, I go out there and throw gasoline on them or whatever to get rid of them. Is that illegal, or do you have
mm,
to call a beekeeper to come get a swarm of bees?
I mean, technically, if you're properly licensed, it's essential you could do it. But I do, from my understanding, within the state of Georgia, they are protected. So, I mean, if you call an exterminator, I mean, if you do it, I'm not saying do this, but it's very unlikely anyone's gonna, the patrol for the Department of Agriculture is gonna be like, oh, we knew they killed some bees. Let's go
Yeah.
arrest them.
I'm gonna go get them.
It's very unlikely. But
Yeah.
if you were to call, for instance, a pest control company, they'll come out there, they'll take a look, and they'll just go, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't do nothing about that.
Yeah.
You have to call a beekeeper, and
Mm,
a beekeeper like myself would come out there and let you know what kind of situation you have,
yeah.
the cost and time frame of removal, and you know opening, closing, sealing, stuff of that nature.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Nice. So, when you go out to get your three experiences that you had to do or that you're going to do, does it have to be in like different areas, like in the house, then one like outside, or is it like stipulations to the environment that you have to collect them from?
So, from my understanding, and this will be interesting when we get to that point, but if it's just a swarm, which is a group of bees that split away, the natural process, to put it in perspective, the natural process of a bee breeding cycle is you have the bees here. The old queen will lay an egg that the other drone worker bees will maybe decide one, maybe three or four, what might be a new queen. And then once it's almost to the point. It looked like a long little peanut, about length of my finger, roughly about the length of the two joints of my finger tip. And then the old queen, half of the hive will leave and go somewhere else to establish, and make another home where the new queen will come out, mate, come back to where the original home is, and take over the other half. So that's like the process of how that works
Hmm.
with the term swarming. Usually people hear swarm and they go, ah, they're attacking. That's not what
Yeah.
that means.
Yeah.
So so yeah, that swarm will be somewhere. If it's on a branch, technically speaking, I am able to do that much
Okay.
without needing the license. It's only when it's structurally involved, like a
Mhm.
building or something of
Ah,
that. But yeah, you can do the random swarm on the branch. I have that one. I have that uh training for it. I have a actual, they came through the homeowner's wall siding, and instead of being like on the outside, it's a little bit easier to like cut on the inside, like when you're dealing with kind of like sheetrock like this. A
Yeah.
little bit easier to repair. You just cut the space out that you need, and
Yeah.
you just pull them out, put it all back together. So you have to have somebody with you for that. So I have one experience like that. And um, how I found out that I needed to be licensed, because it was recently regulated in 2020. I want to say 2021 or 2023. It went into full effect, and I
mhm.
wasn't aware. So once I found out, I basically, sorry, I got Mr. Loudmouth in here with me today.
Listen, no worries. Look, we are fine. This is family. We're good. Good vibes. I think Jennifer got frozen. Where's my phone at? Oh, there
Oh,
she is.
she's
I'm like, there she
Yeah.
go.
so
Yeah.
basically, once I have any three of any of those forms of removals, then I will be able to go for the testing and the licensing. So
Okay. Okay, so
All
listeners,
right.
if y'all have any bees anywhere to help Preston, please help him out because we would definitely love to have you certified. That would be pretty cool.
give me
Definitely.
1 second.
Yeah.
Hey, look, you want to say
His
one
dog.
thing? Yeah, look, he's right here beside me. Mine is like, so,
Really?
but listeners, we want to say we're so happy that you were here to join us today. And so you do produce your own honey. Is there anywhere where you sell it or you sell it online, or you want to give the listeners some information about that?
And
Yeah,
can
so
Magnificently Black get some honey sent to us?
yeah, we could do that. I'll make sure that I have some set to the side right now. It's kind of that fall time where it's more so just prepping for the winter time.
Okay.
I usually stray away from pulling in the fall. I've done it before and haven't had the best turnouts yet. So I was like, yeah, I'll just
Mm,
stay away from fall honey pulling, unless absolutely necessary.
okay.
And beyond that, but yeah. So pretty much, I sell basically off like Facebook and Instagram. I'll usually just post jars of honey and say, hey, I have honey for sale, and I just go that route. But you can pretty much follow me at Hollow Bee for
Okay.
Instagram.
Yeah,
And
look,
oh
this.
yes, speaking of that, uh I had a Mason brother of mine who had called me and was hey, I think I got bees in my house. And I was like, really? So
Oh man.
I came over, and they were coming through where, if you look to the left, you'll see the electrical line coming in from
Mm,
the outside.
yeah.
And I guess whoever built the home didn't do enough exclusory work. So um we were just looking around, and I was like, well, let's, I see you already sealed it up and whatnot, then let's see what they do. Maybe, maybe it's just a swarm trying to find its way in or whatnot. So, but before we left, he was like, yeah, they keep coming from the garage. So I was like, okay, well, where you see them coming from? That where you see this hive is actually in an enclosed space under his water heater. So the water
Oh
heater is right
man.
above them. So they're getting water. They're taking the warmth from the water heater. So
Oh
they're
my goodness.
They're not leaving.
perfect nice little spot. Yeah, and it's very
Yeah.
spacious. So
That's a
um
lot of
Mm.
bees too.
yeah,
It
it
is.
it was a lot. So I basically I yeah, so that jar right there was like prime springtime, so like maybe
Mm,
early
it's light.
uh,
Yes.
April, mid-April.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say
That's
it was
nice.
about
It looks
mid-April.
good. That's
Um
nice.
Yeah.
oh
Oh.
yeah, that's me cutting a Christmas tree down for the family being funny, so
Is there any
But
bees in it? So what
and
is that
but
right there? Is that like a candy bar, or you just give the whole cone with the honey in it?
yeah, so that was actually the comb with the honey in it.
nice.
So basically I just kind of cut it out and then just put it in bags and I was just selling them like that at first.
Nice.
I
Can you
usually
eat the
don't do
cone?
that, but huh?
Can you eat the cone?
Yes, you it is
Oh,
edible. I mean, your body it's kind of like, just certain it's just basically wax, so it's not harmful. I wouldn't suggest eating a lot of that and swallowing
yeah,
it,
yeah.
Okay.
but it
Okay.
can be eaten. But it's
Okay.
just basically wax that, that they store, they create the wax, they store the honey in it, and I mean, it is all edible.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. Nice.
Wow.
So listeners, make sure you follow him on Instagram and make sure you see when his honey is available. Look, but yes, this is his Instagram. As he said, follow him. These are Mason, like he said,
Mm.
more honeycombs and
And I think
oh,
so that was a swarm that split from one of the hives in the backyard, and it landed
that's
on
nice.
the what is that?
This
It's like it's like roses and stuff. My
A
mom has.
gazebo, like a gazebo
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. They
oh,
landed on the corner of the gazebo, and then like two
Mhm.
weeks later, the same thing happened again, and they literally landed at that same spot.
oh
Hmm.
yeah. So
Interesting.
I'm not. I like that. That was so cool. Okay. So,
Yeah.
listeners, please, if you check out your local beekeeper, and if you are in Georgia, please check out Preston's business and follow him on Instagram. We would like you to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes.
And yeah, because this is so, yeah, definitely. These are the different color honeys. Okay.
Yeah. There's a darker one and a lighter one.
Oh,
And I've
nice.
seen even lighter than what's there too, here in North Carolina. But again, he is right. I do remember it being
Mm,
like early spring when they gave us that honey. It
nice.
was just beginning to
Okay.
get hot.
Okay. Look, okay. Now I think I saw, and there was one more picture of this one right here when I
Oh
actually,
yeah.
yeah.
That's the process right
Okay.
there, right?
That's the honey extractor itself. So you cut you uncap the frame. So they put like a wax coating on top of that, and that's what preserves and holds. It keeps the honey from getting dirty, moldy, just from going bad and
Yeah.
or fermenting. And basically you like cut the little like you'll see people like take a knife or something and just like cut the cappings off. It'll fall off. They'll squeeze it a lot of times. And then you
Yeah.
put it in the extractor, turn it on, and it's like a kind of like a blood centrifuge. It just
Mm,
spins and it just spins and it slings the honey out on the
Yeah.
inside of the honey extractor, and then it just drips down, pools, and then comes out like that.
Hmm.
okay.
And I've seen people keep like the remnants from the comb staying in the I guess the strainer type thing
Yep.
in it, and they'll make like candles and stuff from
Yep,
it.
that's
Man.
it's a double strainer.
Yeah.
So I have like it's like a mesh strainer and then a more fine up under there, and then any wax cappings. Like I said, working on that right now, and then just kind of like you just take all the cappings, let it drip some more, strain it one more time, then you like put it in a pot with water, boil it,
Mhm.
and then let it
Yeah.
cool, pull it out, scrape the dirt and debris off, do that maybe depending on how old it is, you might have to do it maybe two, three, four times, and then boom, you're left with a solid brick of natural wax.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, I've seen
man.
that. So it's
Oh
a lot of
man.
things you can get out of a honey, people. If you didn't know, you can get your
Right.
candles and your honey. Yeah. I mean, I've seen people even
Definitely.
make soap, all kinds of stuff. It's very versatile. That's why I'm so interested in it. I'm
Versatile.
I'm a real nerd when it comes to stuff like that. Yeah.
Look, so we want to say thank you so much for. Okay, we'll do this again. So, Preston, if you could leave us with some kind words for the listeners about beekeeping, I think that's how we'll end it today. We'll say you could say like anything that comes to mind about you want people to know about beekeeping. I think that would be cool.
um One thing for sure, it's very therapeutic. Definitely
Mm,
peaceful in mind, like you're just out there and just working, and just a lot of times you have time to think about your day or what maybe you're
mm,
doing later. Very, very therapeutic in nature, just like gardening.
yeah.
Mm.
Don't be worried about the whole getting stung thing. You can wear the suit, maybe you get stung, maybe you don't. It's
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
worry about all that unless you're allergic. But at the end of the day, it's very enjoyable, peaceful, and try something new. Even if you've never think you might do it long term, give it a shot. Might be a nice little dating event or something. But
Nice.
yeah, just try something new at the end of the day.
I like
Yeah.
that. I like that.
Well, you might see
So
me raising some bees. I know a lot,
nice.
so maybe I'll put a few in my backyard.
Hey, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something like so listeners, if you learn one thing today from Preston, he said try something new. Don't be scared. Get out there
Mhm.
and learn how to have your peace. He learns his piece from beekeeping. You can learn from beekeeping. Jennifer's gonna try it. You could do
Self-care.
like gardening. Start it could definitely self-care.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was thank you so much for coming today on our episode and listeners please go out and support your local honey business. And
Yes.
like you said, it's multifaceted. You can use it for multiple things. And we just want to say thank you again. And we hope we can
Yes.
get some honey
Yes.
whenever you
Sure, for
have
sure.
some. We'll make sure we're on
Thank
the lookout
you.
for it. So, listeners, like, comment, and subscribe. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Apple, and Preston. Where can they find you at again?
You can find me on Instagram. It's Hollowbee, HOLLOB, and I'm also on Facebook, Preston Griggs. So I keep that pretty simple, so it's easy to find me. But those two places you can find me there, and maybe here coming soon, I might even be doing some videos on TikTok.
Okay,
Nice.
cool. So
We'll be
we'll make
looking
sure
out
we
for it.
put definitely we'll make sure we put that in the comments and thank you so much. Have a good one, listeners.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.